16. He's an elementary school teacher in Normal. He is the political action chair for McLean County Unified Education Association Teachers Union. He was elected to the McLean County Board in 2022 and serves on the Justice and Executive Committees and is the chair of the Health Committee. Let's welcome Corey.
Good afternoon, Illinois 16. How are you? Where are y'all at? Thank you, my friends. It is good to be here at UAW Local 974. I don't know about you all, but with everything going on, being in a union hall just feels safe. Federal government is taking people off the streets, arresting students in colleges, and jailing people in airports who just want to go home. There is a lot of reason to be concerned, but not here in this room right now, is there? My name is Congressman, and I'm a proud public school teacher and union member. School people, where are you at? Yeah, all right, well, school people. For way too long, teachers and teachers' unions have been dragged through the mud with lies and blame. Let's change that right now. If you work in education, put your hands up as high as you can, and everyone else, give some love to your public school educators. Public schools are one of the greatest attributes of our society and community for one simple reason. Everyone is welcome. More than 90% of all students and 95% of all students with disabilities attend public schools. I am fortunate to be the music teacher in 2 elementary schools where I see about 300 kids every single day. Kids are in my class who are smarter than most adults, but there's also kids with profound learning disabilities. There are kids who can run around in a circle for hours on end, but also kids who use all manner of mobility devices. Whoever you are, wherever you came from, you've got a place in public schools. We will meet you where you are, introduce you to some new friends, and find the best way to teach you skills and knowledge that you need to succeed in this ever-changing world. Because that is what we do in public schools. Donald Trump and his silent enabler, Darren the Hood, don't want this. And they have taken drastic steps to curtail the public benefits that public schools have brought to generations of Central Illinois students. Specifically, in the Hood's district, the federal government spends $1,159 per student and funds 1,702 staff members and districts that this area would have to see a 6% increase in state and local tax dollars to make up the difference. Who here wants a 6% increase in their property taxes? No. Yeah, try that in Bloomington Normal, you're going to run out of time. When the White House talks about dismantling the Department of Education programs, it uses phrases such as back to the states to obscure the fact that students, especially lower income students in rural, suburban, and urban communities and students with disabilities will lose big. Rural public schools in our neighboring state of Missouri attend an average of 4 days a week. And that's not the attendance issues, that's because school is only offered in many rural districts in Missouri an average of 4 days per week. That's 20% less instruction than we get in Illinois. If you think daycare is expensive now, what happens when demand is increased by that much? Missouri schools aren't bad schools, they've just been decimated by the anti-woke MAGA wingnuts who see public schools as the enemy. Yeah. This is what Darren the Hood and the rest of the MAGA heads want in Central Illinois. They're threatened by 3rd graders learning about the Underground Railroad. I know this because I once taught a song about the Underground Railroad to my 3rd grade class, and I had a group of MAGA parents go to my district leadership to try and get me fired for, quote, letting politics into my classroom. Spoiler alert, I'm still here. We are about as well protected here in the state of Illinois, thanks to our governor and legislators like Representative Sharon Sharp. Let's give one more hand. phase out without imposing ridiculous politically driven curriculum requirements like black people aren't important. Like we should ignore the history of persons of color in the United States. Well, guess what? It's there and it's not going away whether you want it to or not. The Department of Education is a critical champion in enforcing federal statutes prohibiting discrimination and ensuring that every student has access to an education that will help them reach their full potential. Dismantling it means defunding programs that feed, educate, and protect our most valuable and underserved students, leaving many families fearful and anxious and communities reeling. Unfortunately, it's been weaponized into a tool of fascism. One of the only new programs initiated by this administration in the Department of Education is a way to anonymously report perceived instances of the dreaded diversity, equity, and inclusion. This was implemented, coincidentally perhaps, just in time for Black History Month this year. And after reading books about black musicians, I started to get screenshots in my email of submitted reports to the DOE for being a woke teacher. Then came the online threats, arrest, deportation. Yeah, fifth generation American right here. They're going to report this. Beatings. They threatened to take my other eye. They said I should watch my back. They said I need to hang. This happened, and it went on for a little bit until another shiny object distracted them from the evil elementary teacher and his books about jazz musicians. But it's here, and it's not going away anytime soon. I attended a similar town hall here in Peoria earlier this week where the Congressman was actually interested in his constituents, Eric Sorensen. In 25 years, a human being will walk on Mars. Now, the technological roadblocks that we will need to overcome to make this happen are immense. But assuming we can survive this administration, there's a good chance this will happen. The chances are that that person is alive today and in elementary schools. What if she goes to Jefferson Elementary here in Wilson? What if they're a fifth grader at Flanagan Elementary School in rural Flanagan? I'll end with this. We don't know what the next few years will bring, but those kids' teachers will be there for them. Your job is to be there for those teachers. Stand up against the authoritarians.